Hey everybody! Recently you might remember I did a PvP challenge video for Dark Souls 3 where I ate flavor jelly beans and did invasions. I have made that video private for now. The reason for this is I realized with that video people just wanted to see Dark Souls 3 footage and gameplay. And I'm kind of known for my gameplay and personality, not for a face cam. I think most people prefer my videos without that. Also, I wanted to do a questions and answers video, which I don't think I've ever done before, and putting those two things together gave me the idea for this video. So I went on Twitter and asked if you guys had any questions, and I shall now answer those questions while my Dark Souls 3 invasions play along in the background. My Twitter will be in the description, by the way, if you want to follow it, just in case I do another Q&A sometime or you want to talk to me, that's the place to go. Alright, now let's answer some of these. The first question is, did you ever anticipate getting to the position you're in when you first decided to make videos? I don't know if anyone starts YouTube anticipating to get more than 250,000 subscribers, but I certainly did not. I'm just so glad that I'm fortunate enough to be in a position within a community that I actually like. And as to the second part of your question, no, I wouldn't really change anything. I really like where my channel is at right now. Yeah, it's all good. Veselikov says, is Vartividge's waifu Maria? In answer to that question, I'd have to say I don't really know.
She was incredibly cute. No mortal could resist petting their waifu.
Is there any countdown that I've made that I regret how I ordered it? To be honest, I did actually used to get quite upset when people used to disagree with how I had ranked the order of submissions, but after time, almost every top 10 had comments from people saying that they would have, put number 5 up to number 4, or number 1 was terrible submission, it should have been number 10, blah blah blah. And now, this might sound weird, but I think people actually kind of enjoy arguing about that stuff in a way. So now I'm pretty much okay with people saying they would have ordered it differently, because first of all, it is pretty subjective anyway, and secondly, yeah, I think people just enjoy thinking about how they personally would have ordered it differently, so I don't think it's that big a deal. This next question is a two-parter. First of all, have you ever made friends through Dark Souls? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. When you join any community, you are going to make friends, whether that be the YouTube community in general, or more specifically the Souls community. Of course, more obviously, I've met a load of cool uploaders who also upload videos, and some of those I've actually met in real life, which is also quite weird, and I didn't think that would happen. How many people know that you make videos on YouTube? I think he's referring to something I might have mentioned before, which is that I don't actually tell my personal friends that I do YouTube, in real life. Only my close family knows, really, and there's a couple reasons, I guess. One thing is that I just sort of like keeping a boundary between real life and online. Why did you choose YouTube? I didn't choose the YouTube life. The YouTube life chose me. This person wants to know which Souls game, including Bloodborne, was the most fun going through it the first time. Definitely Dark Souls 1. Do you have a favorite author? I actually would say I don't. I read a lot. I used to read a lot more, but I still do read a lot. In fact, I got a Kindle for Christmas, but I could never really pick one favorite author the same way I couldn't actually pick a favorite song or anything like that. So yeah, sorry, I don't really know. Have you ever tried to do a no death or no bonfire run in Dark Souls 2? I haven't actually. I should probably try that someday. You've said you don't do YouTube as a job, but would you ever if you really became big enough? The way I feel about this question has changed over time. And it's kind of hard to explain my feelings on this topic, but I really like YouTube. I would always want to do it. I just think, from experience, I would prefer to do YouTube alongside something else. I don't know. How many times do you praise per day? All day, every day. What gave you the idea for making a Souls channel and the top 10s? Back when I started uploading Souls videos, there was very few people uploading Souls videos at all. There was basically this one guy called Martyr's Brigade who just uploaded really long format commentaries over Dark Souls 1 gameplay, and it just really connected with me, and I wanted to try it out for myself. As for the top 10 idea, there was videos I used to watch about a game called RuneScape, and there was an uploader called Silent Core who made top 10 videos for RuneScape. And it's funny because we've actually spoken to each other on Twitter now, but yeah, basically I just thought I'd see whether I could apply that format to Dark Souls. Will you be going to any conventions this year? I'm not sure really. I've been to Gamescom for the past 2 years now. The only thing is, since Dark Souls 3 is releasing so soon, there won't really be a specific game for me to go to Gamescom for, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm not sure really. How was it growing up in South Africa? This always fascinated me. Again, this is something I don't really talk to many people about, but yeah, I've only lived in England for 5 years. I actually grew up in Africa, lived in quite a few different African countries actually, and it might seem surprising to some people. I wouldn't have traded it for anything. I think it's made me become the person I am today, and I think I had a really amazing childhood actually. What do you do other than make YouTube videos? Not too much really, I guess, other than that I'm a student studying at university. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Who is your favourite Soulsborne content creator? This is an impossible question. I mean, there's animators, there's people who do lore, there's people who are really good at the game and have some crazy gameplay. There's so many different types of things that I can't really pick one. How'd you come to be a fan of From Software? That's easy. It's from Dark Souls 1. The first From Software game I played, and it's also my favorite game of all time. What's your favorite weapon in Bloodborne? I really do like the Rakuyo. I think it's very graceful. But actually, I've been thinking about this recently, and in terms of design, I really think the amygdalin arm is just, it's so bizarre and unique. I don't know, I really like that design. How many times you praised the sun? Love ya. Weren't you paying attention before? All day, every day. What's your favorite boss in each Souls game? For me, bosses are the incentives to progress from level to level. I just can't wait to see what the next boss is because they're all so uniquely designed. For Dark Souls 1, it's close between Artorias and Ornstein and Smoke. Those fights are just legendary. Dark Souls 2 is a bit more difficult, but I have to admit, I really do like the Mirror Knight. I don't know why, the mechanics of that fight are just pretty cool. What games do you like other than the Souls games? For years after Dark Souls 1, I didn't play any other game though, because the Souls games in general have a tendency to just ruin you for any other game because they're that good. But the truth is, I really do like a lot of different types of games. I used to play Halo loads. I really liked Assassin's Creed back in the day. Assassin's Creed Revelations was my jam. I love that game so much. A more recent one would be Fallout 4. I've actually been having quite a good time with that. I was going to make videos on it, but I've kind of decided against it for now. But yeah, I really like playing that game by myself anyway. Why the name SunlightBlade? Basically, in Dark Souls 1, there was a faith spell, a weapon buff called SunlightBlade, which you could apply on your weapon to give it extra damage. It's in Dark Souls 2 as well, actually. I used that buff so much that I thought it sort of defined my Souls characters, if that makes sense. So at the time, I thought it would be a good name for my YouTube channel. This guy wants to know what my opinion on twinking is. Now, this is probably going to be controversial, but my honest opinion is that I don't care. I know a lot of people disagree with this, but I really just don't think it's much of an issue. If you don't know what twinking is, it was more of an issue with Dark Souls 1, where low-level players would finish the game and get really high-level gear, and then invade new players to the game and just like one-shot them. It was kind of seen as bullying. I don't know, I can see how it would be frustrating, but honestly, I just never found it to be that much of an issue. Even when I made loads of new characters and went through the game, I mean, all you had to do is just not become human for the first few levels. I just think people overstate how much of an issue it actually was. Where is the next Scholar of the First Sin episode? I knew there'd be a question like this. The truth is, everyone, I'm kind of bad with series. I've come to realize that now. Me, Dave, and Steve have talked about this a bit. I always have so much university work, and it makes it really hard for me to get two American people together for a video, record the video, edit the video, upload the video, and doing that whole process regularly. And the thing I've realized with series like that is you need to be consistently uploading them, because people forget what's happened in the last episode, and they just don't work as well if they're spread far apart. But I think I work best when I can either do one-off videos or very short series. The next question is, what happened to the Dark Souls 2 Hardcore Survival series? Again, this links to the last question. Some of you might not remember that series, actually. It was a series that I started a very long time ago. I really liked the concept of that series. It was where every area I go through, I had to find a weapon from that area and then invade someone online and kill them with that weapon. It was really cool. It's just sort of the same thing. I get overwhelmed when I think that I still have that I have to do an episode for every area of the game. Because, that's a lot of work. So I'm sorry about that. If I ever do a series again similar to that, I will pre-record everything in advance and have the whole series done before I start uploading it. That way I can upload them all consistently and regularly, and, that's just the best way to do a series. Do you even moonlight noobs, bruh? Nah, it's all about that sunlight, though. Will you date me? I can't really think of any good reason why not to date an online stranger that I've never met before, so yeah, I guess so. I just want to say thank you to everyone who asked me a question on Twitter. I'm sorry if I didn't get to answer your question. There were a lot more questions than I expected to get. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do. Link below. It's just a good time. We've also recently passed 270,000 subscribers, which is pretty mind-blowing. Yeah, just thank you all for that. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A and also enjoyed the Dark Souls 3 footage. I'll catch you there, lads and ladies. I will see you in the next video.